Hey guys, Jason Fulmore, SC Russell. Welcome to our special series of 6 minutes focused on the 2022 Tricia Saunders Award winners. I had an opportunity to sit down and talk to the award winners, and it was a blast. And you'll see one of the interviews after this intro. But before we get to that, I thought it would be important to explain what the award is and who is Tricia Saunders, because I'm not sure everyone knows. First and foremost, this award is awarded to the top high school senior in each state for excellence on the mat, in academics, and in community service. And Tricia Saunders is truly, I think, a pioneer in women's wrestling. Not that I think. She is truly a pioneer in women's wrestling. And it's important that I think we understand how much she did to forge the way for all the young women who are participating now. So I'm going to read a little bit from the National Wrestling Hall of Fame bio about Tricia Saunders to give you some perspective. First, she was a 4-time world champion and was the first woman ever inducted as distinguished member of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. She captured world championship gold medals in 92, 96, 98, 99. She was outstanding wrestler in 1992. She's the first U.S. woman to win a world title, and she's the only American to win more than 2. Although, when this was written, I'm not sure that they'd seen the likes of Adeline Gray and so on and so forth come along. So I don't know if that record still holds true. She won a record 11 U.S. National Women's Freestyle Championships, and she never lost to a fellow U.S. competitor. She is a strong advocate for women's wrestling, served in leadership positions in USA Wrestling, and pushed for women's opportunities in the sport. She was named the first ever USA Wrestling Woman of the Year in 1997, and has been awarded Woman of the Year numerous times by the U.S. Olympic Committee, so on and so forth. So Tricia Saunders has really set the way, and it's quite an honor to have an opportunity to talk to each of the 6 winners from the Southeast, and just real quick go through those for you. Number 1 is Yasmini Oliveira from Spain Park in Alabama. Ella Beam from Burns High School in North Carolina. Ella was also the Southeast winner, because not only do you win for your state, but then you compete against the other winners to see who wins for the region. Juliana Diaz from Dr. Phillips was the winner from Florida. Lisa Glimpf from Marietta was the winner for Georgia. Bella Hoffman from Fort Mill was the winner for South Carolina. And Valerie Smith from McGavock High School was the winner for Tennessee. I hope you enjoyed the interview that you tuned in for, and check back to watch some of the other interviews. So let's get on to the interview. Hey, I'm here with Juliana Diaz from Dr. Phillips in Florida. Hey, Juliana, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Did I get that right? I got that right, didn't I?
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah.
Okay, you laughed. I was like, oh man, did I mess up?
No.
So you are the 2022 Tricia Saunders Award winner for the state of Florida. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you know you got nominated? How'd you find out that you won? All that jazz.
I found out because my coach sent me a picture of the USA Wrestling award, the Tricia Anderson Award. And I was like, oh, what is this? And he's like, oh, you won. I was like, oh, really? I was surprised and stuff, because I was just at home, and I was recovering from my concussion. So I was just like, oh, shoot, I won.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Did you get the concussion wrestling?
Yeah, I got it at UWW. So okay. I got it during that weekend.
Yeah. Are you doing okay now?
Yeah, I'm doing much better now. So.
Good. So Dr. Phillips, you've had teammates who have won this award before. In fact, what is it? Shania? Is that how you say her name? And Jessica both won it. In fact, it's been awarded 5 times, and we've got 3 Dr. Phillips girls who have now won it out of the 5 years. What is it about Dr. Phillips' program that produces award winners like this?
Um, it's really thanks to Coach Adderley. He like is always on us and we make sure we do the right things. So he's a really good coach. And when the program was in his hands, he always made sure that like the team came before anything. So he cared for us as wrestlers and then as people too. So
Yeah, that's cool.
thanks.
So this was the first year that Florida had a sanctioned girls state championship. You've won the unofficial 2 years previously. Was it different this year? Was it a bigger deal, the fact that it was sanctioned, or did you just kind of roll with it?
I mean, when I first went into it, I was like, it's not that big of a deal. But like when you're there, like you can feel it. Like it's different. It was like a different feeling. It was a different like vibe to it than the past year. So it was pretty cool to experience it being in like the arena and stuff.
Yeah, and is it? I mean, it's got to be pretty cool being the first list of names of the state champions. You know, I mean, you and Valerie and all the different ones that made that list. You guys will be the first ever in the book. You know, the record book. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
So, Tricia Saunders Award is not only your accomplishments on the mat. It is, your academics and your community service and things along those lines. Can you tell me a little bit about what you put down for your community service and what you do? Do you know? Do you know?
It's a lot of wrestling time. And yeah, it's probably like a lot of wrestling. I've done like a few like where I went to like up Orlando and then like I will give back to like helping pack food and like for the homeless and stuff. But
yeah,
but a lot of it is like wrestling. So
no, I understand. So how important was it for you guys to kind of break through? You're now the first state champs. Do you see more little girls coming out to wrestle than when you started?
yeah, most definitely. It's more like open now than before. Like before, like I used like when I first started, like I didn't even know what like wrestling really was, to be honest. And it was like, oh, should we do it? Should we not? And then I was like, yeah, let's just try it out. Like, why not? Why not just try it out? Especially like in Florida, a lot of the girls start when like their freshman year, or like they just start out. It's not like a lot of them are training like since they're like in little league or nothing. So
yeah,
the way it's like developing is pretty cool.
So when did you start?
I kind of started in middle school, but like not really. And then once I got to high school, that's when I started taking it serious. Like that's when I officially first started, like my freshman year. And then yeah.
Do you remember back to that first practice and being in there and going, "Ooh, is this good?" Or were you like, "Oh man," or what?
At DP? Oh my gosh. I was so nervous. It wasn't even funny because they just won states. And I walked in and I remember I was a little bit more chubbier at the time. And the first thing I got was one of the girls. Her name was Jada. She was like the 136 pounder. And she just went up to me. She's like, how much you weigh? And I'm like, dang, I'm already getting questions. Like, I just walked into this door. It's like, I don't even know nobody. And it was like so intimidating and stuff. And like everybody was just like ready to wrestle. And I was just like the new kid on the block. I didn't know what to do. I was like so nervous. Even thinking about it, like I get chills. Like, oh my God.
Is that right? So, yeah. But ultimately you melded in and one of the things that you guys have at Dr. Phillips, like Freedom and like Matanzas, is you guys have a really good concentration of girls who have really bought in and everything else. What do you think we need to do in Florida to help other programs kind of continue to build like you guys have done?
I think like honestly, I feel like a lot of the times the high schools are very like divided in us. Like it's very like one side this, one side that. And instead, like if we want the sport to keep growing, and especially like on national level, we should all like come together and like help the girls grow together and put like those like almost petty beefs aside and just like help each other and stuff. because nationally, like if you look at the other states like Cali and all of them, like they're always training all together and stuff. So like that's what you want when you're thinking nationally wise. Like you want the state to be strong. You don't want to
Right.
be a weak state coming out. So
Well, and you could see
that's
that. I mean, you were in Fargo
yeah,
last year, and I mean, the Cali team was tight. They, they brought a ton of girls up on stage, and you're right, they were a team.
yeah.
But how do you do that? I mean, how is it got to be like one person in the state kind of, or in Florida, kind of helping bring all those girls together and kind of, I don't know, help, figure, getting that mission involved, that in that mindset?
I think it just has to be everyone. Like everybody just has to do it. Cause like if it's only one person, there's so much only one person can do. But like if everyone puts their minds together and just do it, like it's gonna help at the end.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's jump a little away from wrestling. Academics. Do we have a favorite subject? A least favorite subject?
I hate math.
All right. That's unfortunate, but I understand. What about your favorite subject?
History, I guess. Yeah.
History. All right. Okay. And off the mat, Juliana, what is a talent that you have that very few people know about? This always makes everybody pause, so it's okay.
I like writing. Like I'm good at writing poetry and stuff, you can say. So
that's cool. That's awesome. So you like to write poetry. Have you had anything published, or have you put anything up on the web? No. No. Okay. All right. So heading next year, you are headed to Missouri Baptist. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. So why Missouri Baptist? What was it about their program that, and I think I know the answer, but what was it about their program that drew you there?
Ultimately Coach Adderley.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason why I'm really going. And like anytime someone asks me, that's what I'm gonna tell them. He knows it, everyone knows it. Like I'm just going there for him. And yeah, I mean I trust him a lot, and then I have a bond with him, so it had why fix what's not broken. So
yeah. Have you talked to Coach and you're like, Missouri, Coach? Come on. You couldn't get a program down here in Florida?
I was like, you couldn't just get something sunny. Like, I got to move back to the cold because I used to live in New York, and then that's when I moved down to Florida. I was like, I don't really want to deal with the snow again.
No doubt. But, Missouri Baptist, like Life and a few the other programs, King are really good programs. You guys are building quite a base up at Missouri Valley. What do you know what you're going to major in? You know what you're going to kind of focus on academically at all?
Might do sports management.
Okay. All right.
And some psychology. My minor in psychology.
Minor psychology. Awesome. Well, I wanted to congratulate you on winning, state titles, obviously in Florida, winning the Tricia Saunders Award, continuing the streak for Dr. Phillips. Are we going to see another Dr. Phillips wrestler win it again next year, you think?
Hopefully they're on track and they do their jobs. Hopefully.
Cool. Well, congratulations again, and best of luck. And we'll be watching you and Tiana ask you and all the other Southeast wrestlers that are up at Missouri Baptist in the future. You take care, okay?
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.